swap skis around.
Take them all down there.
Sure, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll ski up and grab that 86 and then
Okay.
scoot back down and carry it down the stairs.
Marcus, I'll follow you on those things.
Oh, does Cole's match the skis now?
Hey skiers, I'm Jeff from SkiEssentials.com.
I'm Bob. How's it going?
Bob and I are here today to talk about another 2022 ski. This time it's the Kastle FX96 Ti, which, interesting, quick fact, I think this may have been the first 2022 ski that we got on.
Back in December?
It was back in like December, even the footage that you saw at the beginning of this video and that you'll see more of throughout, I think pretty sure all of that footage is from December.
Yeah.
So if you're wondering why it looks like early season with trail closures and stuff like that, it's because it is. But yeah, super cool ski. I feel like it's kind of important to give some history of this ski because it's been a while, other than ski tests, it's been a while since we've talked about the FX line. So 2 years ago, the FX line changed pretty dramatically from the FX95 HP and non-HP. There were a metal version and a non-metal version to this ski, which we talked about, in ski tests and other stuff like that. We talked about it at length, so we won't get into like details of this, but different shape, different rocker profile, different all that kind of stuff. They didn't use metal. So that was kind of the big thing to us, is they took metal out of it. This ski got like a fiberglass and carbon sock, basically, that kind of like wraps the core, which you can actually see it kind of. It's kind of hidden by that little HP tag there, but you can see it. It's nice that they give you that little visual window. Now for 2022, they've kind of not gone backwards, but we got metal back in the ski.
Yeah.
So the construction is going from, let's pretend like this is an FX95 over here. It's not, and we'll talk about this ski in a little bit. But we say this is an FX95 HP. I don't even think we have any in stock anymore.
We have one non-HP left.
Okay, we should have brought it up here. Anyways, we went from metal or no metal to no metal, carbon, and now we're back to metal.
Yeah.
So we still kind of get, to kind of summarize construction or to finish up construction, we still get that like the three different types of wood in here. I think they call it Tri-Tech in this ski, and now they're calling it Tri-Ti. So in the middle of the ski, in kind of this raised portion, we get poplar and beech. And then along the edges, where it's a little lower, you get poplar and paulownia. So 3 different types of wood, make it a little stronger and stiffer in the middle of the ski, while the edge is a little bit more compliant, which feels like a conversation that we've had before.
Right.
Often with carving skis, like K2 disruptions, how the metal's in the middle, Titanal I-beam. Same kind of concept. Now instead of that fiberglass sock, we get a layer of fiberglass both above and below the core, and then we get a layer of Titanal, and then another layer of Titanal. So 2 sheets of metal, kind of, relatively traditional sandwich construction. Shape stays exactly the same.
Yep.
So no changes from shape to this ski, from this ski to this ski. We'll take a look at kind of the camber rocker profile real quick. There's definitely more tip rocker up there than tail rocker. And to me, like, this tail is pretty unique. In the written article, I kind of described it as if it was going to extend into a twin tip, and then somebody came along and just like
Right. They
lopped
changed their
off the
minds
end.
at the last second.
Which kind of makes sense because they've got that skin attachment
Yep.
point back there. Now, interestingly, those are the changes to this ski, and you would think that by adding 2 sheets of metal in it, they would make it like substantially heavier.
Yeah.
But that is not the case at all, is it, Bob?
No, and I literally 2 minutes ago walked them over to our postal digital scale and weighed them both. We have about a 35, I think, gram difference.
Yeah.
So the new ski is lighter than the old ski.
Yeah.
Based on taking these 2 exact skis and putting them on the same scale, which
Yeah.
is about as accurate a method I can come up with.
Yep. Here they are. These are production versions of both
Yep.
skis, and we weighed them, and this does weigh a little less. Now, it's interesting because in Kastle's catalog, they're listing this as like 30 grams heavier.
Right.
So whether it's like a difference in construction or to, wherever the variety is coming from, they're at least very close.
Yeah.
So I think you can kind of in your mind think of it like they put 2 sheets of metal in here, but they didn't make it heavier.
Yeah, that fiberglass sock held a lot of epoxy,
Yeah.
which is a heavier material.
Yeah.
The carbon that they interlay, I'm sure that they had to put more epoxy
yeah.
in to get it to stick and to get that performance out of it. So I think that's
Totally.
the culprit there.
Totally.
But
Yeah.
yeah, replacing it with the metal is, sound technology.
Yeah. No, it's pretty interesting, like, to have that change and not increase in weight. And yeah, if you've never seen a ski being built, like before it goes into the press, for this type of construction with that much fiberglass and stuff like that, they're literally pouring
Yeah.
epoxy into the ski. And epoxy is pretty heavy stuff. So yeah, we get 2 sheets of metal, but the weight didn't go up. Now, I really liked this ski. I really like this ski too. But Bob, I know you in particular felt some differences in between them. Being a heavier skier,
Yeah.
able to flex a ski a little bit more easily. So, how do you feel about the differences between FX96 HP no metal with FX96 Ti?
Yeah, I felt the difference first turn. That was my biggest impression. I, as well, enjoyed this ski, but I really only enjoyed it from here down to the end.
So
I thought that
from the Kastle logo
from
back.
the Kastle logo back,
Sure.
I thought it had great grip underfoot, awesome energy.
Yeah.
This one I enjoyed from tip to tail. So I guess I like this one 25% more
Sure.
than the older ski.
Sure.
You just get that better tip initiation in terms of starting the turn, and we still see a pretty flexible, just at the shovel here, but not quite as abrupt as this one, which really bends over from the tip. And I think that lighter weight skiers, still can and should gravitate towards something that flexes best for their ability and weight. So again, this new TI version isn't going to be as good for a lighter weight skier. So, we're out of the frying pan into the fire. For someone like myself, who, likes a little bit stiffer of a ski, especially in the shovel, I gravitate towards this. And you can just feel the stability really reach beyond where it came from in the HP version of the ski.
Yeah, and speaking as a lighter weight skier, I think you're totally onto something that like a lighter weight skier may prefer the flex pattern of this ski. But personally, when I tested this ski, I bet I was in the 150. I have no idea how much I weigh. 150 to 160, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
But I certainly didn't feel like this was too stiff.
Right.
So I don't want lighter weight skiers like myself to like be nervous about this.
Yeah.
I feel like if anything, I just didn't notice as big of a difference as you in terms of flex pattern because I didn't find the same limitations of this ski. So for a lighter weight skier, moving from the old ski to the new ski, I felt more just vibration damping.
Yeah.
That this is just a little smoother. And there are benefits that come along with that. Like, a ski that kind of absorbs terrain better or absorbs vibration better, it actually has better edge grip because there's not that like subtle movement off the snow. Like I love talking to ski manufacturers about this because there are like just milliseconds where the ski is not coming in contact with the snow when it's vibrating more, and they did a pretty good job of keeping this quiet without metal, but this one's just a little bit better.
Right.
Yeah.
And if they're going up against some of the heavier hitting, mid to upper 90s underfoot all mountain skis,
Yeah.
a Bonafide 97 or a
Forcers,
Mantra,
yeah.
Anything like that, I think this is closer to that than the HP was, but it's still not quite at that just straight dual metal laminate,
No.
heaviness of those other skis.
And I'm glad you said that because it makes sense.
Right.
Because Kastle makes a ski called the MX98,
Right. They make that
which
somewhere
is
else.
like
Yep.
the pinnacle of those stiff, aggressive
Right.
skis in that width range. So it really makes sense that they've kind of. This is still more maneuverable than a lot of those skis.
Yeah, for sure.
And that feels like a good time to bring up this ski too over here. This is the new ZX100 from Kastle. So they took the shape and overall feel of the ZX108 and kind of applied it to a narrower ski. So, thinking about these skis, again, like if anything, they made this a little less maneuverable.
Yeah.
It's a little stiffer. They took a touch of playfulness out of it, but then they made a ski that's extremely playful.
Right.
Like this ski is agile, maneuverable. It's super fun to ski. There's no metal in it, so you don't get the same like stability or vibration damping as a ski like this. But now with Kastle, from 96 to 100, you have 3 really good choices that allow you to kind of hone in on what you want. And this is, in my opinion, the most well-rounded.
Yeah.
If you're looking for that like one ski in that range to do a little bit of everything, it'd be FX.
Yeah, and very impressive in terms of how quiet it is and stable and damp.
Yeah.
And I actually found that ZX100 to, that's just a really fun ski. Just to
Super fun.
Piggyback on you on that one. I mean, that fits my style more than either of these.
Yeah, a little more rocker in this ski.
Yeah.
Super playful, easy to flick around.
Yep, good in the woods, stuff like that.
Just
so.
doesn't carve quite as well as
No,
the FX.
no, you won't get that same stability and power. But
Yeah.
that's like you said, they got 3 skis in that pretty
Right.
narrow range. So
Right.
that's
We had a
pretty
similar
interesting.
conversation talking about Atomic.
Yep.
With the Maverick, the Backland, and the Ben Shetler.
yeah.
They got 3 skis, and in that case, it's the identical width.
Right.
But you can really choose which one works best for you, which I think is cool. Last thing I want to say about it, Bob, I'll ask you if you have anything that you want to finish with, is again going back to that skin attachment
Yeah.
point. That's what these skis were originally designed for. Like the old FX95 had Chris Davenport's signature on it for a long time because it was his like go-to ski for really technical alpine touring.
Yep.
He was focusing more on a ski that was supportive on the way back down and that he could trust because he was skiing like lines where like, if you fall, you die, that kind of stuff. And like, you don't want to be on something that lacks torsional stiffness in those situations. So he designed those skis kind of specifically to be light enough to go uphill. This is around 1,900 grams. It's light enough to go uphill, but then you get a really strong ski on the way back down. And I definitely think that original FX heritage is carried forward into these skis. They still have that feel of being light enough to go uphill, great in the backcountry, and really trustworthy.
Well, think about too. Since then, the the advent in technology for bindings and boots.
Yeah,
good
point.
Definitely going to be better on that hybrid style binding,
Yeah.
and you can still put like a 130 flex Pintec boot with a walk mode,
Yeah,
and do just fine whether you're in the backcountry or on the resort.
True.
So it just lends to that versatility overall of the ski.
yeah. Bob, any closing thoughts on this new FX96 Ti?
Just like choose the ski for what the conditions that you ski and that match up with you as a person. We say that a lot. It's hard to say that this is inherently better than the old HP or even better than the 95s from years past. For me, it fits my style better than the old HP, but that doesn't mean it's a better ski. So it's just interesting to see how they kind of come circular on some of these things. And we joke about it a lot with ski companies, how they're like, no, we put more metal on the outside and that makes it grippier. And then the next year they'll say, we put the metal in the middle and that makes it more stable. So they kind of...
Looking at you, vocal arts.
So that, we just definitely have a good time seeing these trends in the industry, kind of come back on themselves. But the end result is that the winner is the skier who gets the benefits of all of these technologies. So
yeah, and we joke around about it, but we also try and objectively analyze the changes.
Yeah, and that's part of the fun too.
Yeah.
So no, it's just I think that this fits a lot of expert skiers' styles really well.
Yep. And there weren't too many. I didn't hear too many people complaining that they took metal out of this ski.
Yeah.
But if there was one complaint that I heard about this ski, that was it.
Yeah.
I don't even know if those people skied it, but I'm sure there are people out there that just on paper, when they see the metal was taken out, they go, I don't want that anymore.
I think my only complaint was the language used, that they still called it a HP but didn't have metal in it.
Well, now it's a TI.
Right.
There you go. They've simplified it for us. So yeah, that's it. That's the Kastle FX96 Ti for 2022. Great ski. Let us know if you have any questions in the comments. Definitely one that we'll include in a mid-90 comparison.
Yeah.
Which should be fun. Pretty sure we had this ski in past comparisons. So that's it. Let us know if you have any questions, and we will see you guys out there on the slopes. Bye.